We've all felt that sting the moment someone's casual comment or offhand behavior leaves us rattled or diminished. It's not just you, it's a universal experience that can sour even the best of days. But here's the twist: while we can't control what others say or do, we can absolutely control how we react. This is where the ancient wisdom of Stoicism comes into play, teaching us the art of maintaining our tranquility against the odds. Today, we're diving deep into a topic that might just change the way you see your daily interactions, the types of people who can disrupt our peace, and how adopting a Stoic mindset can not only help us cope but thrive amidst these challenges. So buckle up and get ready for a journey into understanding as we explore practical Stoic strategies to shield ourselves from the negativity others might bring into our lives. This isn't just about avoiding toxicity, it's about building a fortress of calm around your soul. Let's get started and uncover how to keep your cool and stand firm in your values no matter who comes your way. If you appreciate what we're doing here, a simple free favor I'll ask from you is to hit the subscribe button, and please don't skip any part of the video to ensure you get the full benefit of today's insights. Let's go. We all know someone like this, those individuals who seem to have a knack for finding fault in nearly everything around them. Whether it's your work, your choices, or even your successes, they rarely miss an opportunity to point out what could have been better. It seems like they don't have anything positive to say, and this constant negativity can really start to weigh on you, often diminishing how you view your own achievements. Now, this is where Stoicism offers us a valuable perspective. Stoicism teaches us the importance of differentiating between what we can control and what we cannot. The opinions of others, especially critics, fall into the category of things we cannot control. What we can control, however, is our reaction to these opinions. Stoicism urges us not to be swayed by external opinions that do not contribute positively to our growth. Instead, we should maintain our inner harmony and not let such negativity disrupt our peace of mind. It's important to recognize that there is a difference between constructive feedback, which is meant to help us improve, and needless criticism that serves no purpose other than to discourage. Constructive feedback is usually delivered with respect and comes from a place of wanting to see improvements. Endless criticism, on the other hand, often lacks a foundation in genuine concern and can be delivered in a way that is harsh and demoralizing. So how do we deal with the critic in a Stoic way? It begins with understanding that their criticisms say more about them than they do about us. It's about maintaining our composure and choosing not to let their words affect our self-esteem. We can listen because sometimes even the harshest critics might point out something useful, but we do not have to internalize everything they say. We should sift through their words, take what is useful, and discard what is not. By doing this, we practice one of the core tenets of Stoicism, focusing only on what is within our power to change, which is our thoughts and our actions, not other people's opinions. In embracing this approach, not only do we shield ourselves from unnecessary negativity, but we also cultivate a stronger, more resilient character that stands steadfast in the face of any criticism, knowing that our worth is defined by our virtues and our actions, not by the often unfounded criticisms of others. You probably know someone who fits this description perfectly. Drama magnets are those individuals who not only seem to thrive on chaos and conflict but also have a talent for dragging others into their whirlwind of problems. It's as if their lives are a series of endless crises, each more dramatic than the last. Whenever you're around them, it feels like being in the eye of a storm, constantly dodging emotional debris. This can be incredibly draining, as it saps your energy and diverts your attention from your own priorities and peace. Now, let's consider the Stoic approach to handling such individuals. Stoicism, a philosophy with deep roots in practical wisdom, teaches us the value of equanimity, the art of maintaining a calm and balanced mind regardless of external circumstances. The Stoic philosophers, like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca, emphasized the importance of not allowing ourselves to be swept away by the emotional tumult of others. They would advise us to guard our inner tranquility jealously because once lost, it can be difficult to regain. In dealing with drama magnets, it's crucial to stay calm and detached. This doesn't mean being indifferent or uncaring, rather, it involves understanding that getting sucked into someone else's drama doesn't help them and certainly harms us. It means recognizing when a situation is not our battle to fight or when our intervention does nothing but add to the chaos. By maintaining a clear boundary between their turmoil and our peace, we protect our emotional stability, which is far too precious to be jeopardized. But how do you practically keep your calm around a drama magnet? First, it helps to be observant and recognize the patterns in their behavior. If you notice that interactions often lead to heightened emotions or unnecessary conflict, prepare yourself mentally before engaging. Keep interactions brief and focused, and avoid topics that you know are likely to lead to drama. If drawn into a dramatic situation, remind yourself of the Stoic principle that we can control our responses even if we can't control the situation. Focus on responding with calmness and rationality rather than emotion. Stoicism also teaches us about the power of choice. In every interaction with a drama magnet, you have the choice to engage or step back. Each choice carries its outcomes, so choose the path that leads to peace and not further disturbance. This approach not only helps in dealing with challenging personalities but also enhances our overall ability to navigate life's unpredictabilities with grace and composure. These are the individuals who have mastered the art of bending reality to their will. They twist words and manipulate situations so subtly that you might not even realize what's happening until it's too late. Manipulators are adept at exploiting your kindness, generosity, or empathy for their own gain, often leaving you feeling used, drained, or downright deceived. It's a frustrating experience, realizing that your good nature has been taken advantage of. In the face of such challenges, Stoicism offers us a robust framework for protection and response. Stoicism teaches the importance of wisdom and self-control, two invaluable tools in identifying and dealing with manipulators. Wisdom, in this context, involves the ability to see situations clearly for what they are, not just what they appear to be. It means developing the discernment to notice when someone's actions don't align with their words or when their requests seem to serve their interests disproportionately. Self-control is equally critical when dealing with manipulative behavior. Manipulators often rely on eliciting strong emotional reactions to get what they want, whether it's guilt, fear, sympathy, or even love. They play on these emotions to push you into acting against your better judgment. Stoicism advises us to maintain a level head and emotional neutrality, which helps in preventing our buttons from being pushed. By not allowing our emotions to cloud our judgment, we can see the manipulator's intentions more clearly and respond from a place of rationality rather than impulse. Moreover, Stoics emphasize the virtue of justice, which involves treating others fairly and being treated fairly in return. When you recognize manipulation, it's a signal that the relationship is not grounded in fairness or respect. Keeping your distance from manipulators is not just a protective measure but a stand for justice in your interpersonal relations. It sends a clear message that deceitful tactics are neither effective nor welcome. To effectively keep manipulators at bay, practice assertiveness. Be clear about your boundaries and enforce them consistently. When you communicate your limits with confidence and clarity, you leave little room for a manipulator to exploit. It's also helpful to keep interactions factual and devoid of unnecessary personal information, which manipulators could use as leverage against you. Embracing these Stoic principles doesn't just help you deal with manipulators, it strengthens your character and enhances your relationships by fostering a basis of mutual respect and transparency. By applying wisdom, self-control, and justice, you shield yourself from manipulation and cultivate healthier, more genuine connections. These are the individuals who are brimming with enthusiasm at the beginning of a project or when making plans. Their energy is infectious, and it's easy to get swept up in their excitement. However, as time goes on, you might notice a pattern: they invariably bail on commitments just when you count on them the most. They're nowhere to be found. This can be incredibly frustrating, especially when you've adjusted your schedule or turned down other opportunities to accommodate what you thought were mutual plans. In situations like these, Stoic principles can be particularly enlightening. Stoicism places a high value on personal virtue, one of which is reliability, being true to your word. For Stoics, your word is a reflection of your character. Consistently following through on what you've promised is not just about keeping your commitments, it's about being a person of integrity and trustworthiness. Now, dealing with the flake requires a balanced approach. First, it's important to understand that while everyone can occasionally miss an appointment or change plans due to unforeseen circumstances, a chronic flake often doesn't realize the impact of their unreliability on others. Here, the Stoic practice of empathy and understanding comes into play. Try to understand the reasons behind their behavior. Sometimes it's a matter of overcommitment, poor time management, or even underlying fears of inadequacy that prevent them from following through. However, understanding does not mean enduring repeated disappointments. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control. You cannot control another person's actions, but you can control how you react and how you choose to let their actions affect you. If someone consistently fails to meet their commitments, it might be wise to adjust your expectations and depend less on them. This isn't about resentment or retribution, it's about protecting your peace of mind and ensuring that you surround yourself with people who contribute positively to your life. Furthermore, Stoicism encourages us to practice resilience. The flake's actions, though disappointing, should not derail your plans or peace. When making plans that involve someone who has a history of not showing up, always have a backup plan. This way, you're not left stranded or feeling resentful when they inevitably cancel. By doing this, you maintain control over your own schedule and happiness, not letting it hinge on someone else's unreliable behavior. In embracing this Stoic approach, you foster a sense of autonomy and resilience. You can interact with chronic flakes without the frustration and disappointment that typically accompany their behavior. Instead, you remain centered, knowing that your well-being does not depend on the unreliable actions of others but on your own steadfastness and preparation. These individuals are particularly insidious because their behavior often stems from deep-seated insecurities or a desire to manipulate others subtly. Passive-aggressives might agree to help you but then deliberately underperform or procrastinate, making you wish you had never asked them in the first place. They might compliment you in ways that leave you feeling unsettled or criticized. Over time, their behavior can erode your confidence and create an atmosphere of uncertainty and mistrust. Stoicism offers a powerful toolkit for dealing with such complexities. Central to Stoic thought is the principle of living in accordance with nature, which includes recognizing and dealing with the true nature of those around us. Stoicism teaches us to respond to passive aggression with calmness and directness. This approach not only protects our inner peace but also helps in addressing the underlying issues more effectively. When confronted with passive-aggressive behavior, a Stoic would first strive to remain unaffected by the emotional undercurrents. This detachment is not about being cold or indifferent but about maintaining clarity and preventing the behavior from triggering a reactive or emotional response. By staying calm, we can observe the behavior more objectively and decide the best course of action. Another Stoic strategy is to address the behavior directly but kindly. Instead of reacting with frustration or anger, which often exacerbates passive-aggressive behavior, a Stoic would calmly point out the specific actions and their impacts. For example, if someone consistently agrees to tasks but then fails to complete them, you might say, "I've noticed that the last few times we've agreed on deadlines, they haven't been met. Can we talk about what's going on?" This approach shifts the focus from personal blame to a discussion of behavior and consequences. Additionally, Stoics emphasize the importance of setting boundaries. When dealing with passive-aggressive individuals, it is essential to clearly communicate your expectations and the consequences of not meeting them. This is not about punishing the person but about protecting your own time and well-being. For example, if someone consistently underperforms, you might decide to delegate tasks differently in the future or set firmer deadlines with clear consequences. By maintaining these boundaries, you ensure that their behavior does not disrupt your work or peace of mind. Furthermore, Stoicism encourages us to practice patience and compassion. Passive-aggressive behavior often stems from unresolved personal issues. While it's not your responsibility to fix these issues, understanding this can help you approach the person with empathy rather than resentment. Sometimes, simply giving them space to express their concerns openly can reduce passive-aggressive tendencies. In sum, dealing with passive-aggressive individuals through a Stoic lens involves maintaining emotional detachment, addressing the behavior directly and kindly, setting clear boundaries, and practicing patience and compassion. This not only helps in mitigating the negative impact of such behavior but also fosters a more honest and respectful interaction, ultimately contributing to a more harmonious environment. Stoicism is an ancient philosophy that teaches us to focus on what we can control and to let go of what we cannot. This mindset is particularly valuable when dealing with difficult people. By practicing Stoic principles, we can learn to maintain our inner peace and composure, regardless of how others behave. One of the key Stoic practices is to accept that we cannot change other people. We can only control our own reactions to their behavior. This acceptance helps us to let go of the frustration and anger that often accompany interactions with difficult individuals. Instead of getting upset, we can choose to remain calm and centered, focusing on our own values and actions. Another important aspect of Stoicism is the idea of perspective. Stoics believe that how we interpret events and actions determines our emotional response to them. By reframing our perspective, we can reduce the emotional impact of difficult interactions. For example, instead of viewing a critical comment as a personal attack, we can see it as an opportunity to practice patience and humility. Stoicism also encourages us to practice empathy and understanding. Recognizing that everyone has their struggles and insecurities can help us to respond with compassion rather than irritation. By seeing the humanity in others, we can reduce the power that their difficult behavior has over us. Lastly, Stoicism teaches the importance of setting boundaries. While we can strive to be understanding and compassionate, it's also crucial to protect our own well-being. Setting clear boundaries ensures that we do not allow others to repeatedly disrupt our peace. By communicating our limits calmly and assertively, we can maintain healthier relationships and prevent difficult behavior from taking a toll on our mental health. In conclusion, Stoicism provides a powerful framework for dealing with difficult people. By focusing on what we can control, maintaining perspective, practicing empathy, and setting boundaries, we can navigate challenging interactions with grace and resilience. This not only helps us to maintain our inner peace but also fosters more respectful and constructive relationships. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please consider subscribing to my channel for more content on personal growth and self-improvement. Stay strong, stay serene, and until next time, take care.